got me stranded like a branch in the wind. Tell me what you long for. Oh, I won't what you want.
We've secured WildChild the best we can in Crab Cay, and now tonight we're waiting for the severe winds to come. Let's see how this goes. As long as the anchor doesn't drag, Elena and I will be okay, but we need to watch the alarms. This is how we know if we're okay or not. We keep the tablet open with Navionics on the chart plotter, and we look to see if we've actually dragged. But it looks like we're good. We've seen winds up to 27 knots so far, and the double anchors are holding. So I feel better about this. We just had a little bit of rain. Those clouds are moving through. There's nothing for us to do now except wait for the storm. Elena's sitting in the cockpit playing on her phone, and I'm down below working on YouTube videos for you guys. We all know that the waves and the wind never show up on video footage, but it's starting to get a little sporty in here. You can see the tension lines in the waves on the water. This is 25 to 29 knots of wind gusting at us. The protection of the bay and the shallow reefs ahead stops the waves from getting too big. But there is a lot of force on the anchor and on the boat. Lately, Elena and I have been watching an HBO series named Black Sails about pirates in the Bahamas. We've been watching it as our evening routine. There's nothing for us to do after dinner except watch TV and wait to see if the boat drags. We're waiting for the storm. So it's the night of the nasty storm, Friday night to Saturday morning. Elena and I are both sleeping in the salon, and we're waiting for it. It hasn't come yet. The winds are still only 14 to 27. This is Elena's first time at anchor through a storm. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sleeping in the passage bed, and we're keeping the tablet on throughout the night, and it's marking our location so we can know if we drag. The worst of the storm is supposed to come around 4 a.m. There are 2 alarms set, one on the phone, one on the tablet. If we drag, they're anchor drag alarms. That should alert us, and Elena and I will run up and deal with whatever we have to deal with. And we pray that the winds don't get up to 40 or 50 like they're supposed to. And we pray that that the anchors hold. It's a long night for us though. The way I have it figured, in these winds, if the anchor drags, we have about 200 meters before WildChild hits bottom. I don't know how many seconds that gives us to react and prevent that. I figure 30 to 60 seconds. But exactly how high the winds will peak is still a mystery. It's nerve-wracking waiting in the dark to be hit by an invisible and massive storm. The lights through the front window are the other 3 boats here at anchor with us. They're also waiting out the storm. The storm is here, and we're both pretty nervous. Elena's quite focused on the tablet, so she can warn me the instant we start to drag. It's here. So we are now in the nasty. We are sustained above 30 knots. Lightning like crazy, rain so thick we can't even see those boats in the distance. Oh Lord. I am scared. I hate this. I don't want to do this. I am nervous. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Please don't let the anchor drag. Please don't let the anchor drag. Please don't let the anchors drag. Please don't let the anchors drag. We've seen gusts as high as 34. We're at 20 now. Another storm cell's just come over us. We're keeping an eye on the anchor. The sentinel anchor has adjusted and it's moved about 5 feet. So our swing arc has changed. We're okay, but I mean, we don't know when or if the anchors will drag. I'm pretty confident under 30 knots of wind, the anchors are good. We're at 27 knots right now, 28, 29. Who knows? Like, oh, you can feel the waves are starting to pick up on the boat now as the wind's coming in from the open side of the bay. 30 knots, 31 knots. Now the waves are going to pick up as the wind comes from the open side of the horseshoe. This is going to get rolly. More rollies, more pressure on the anchors. And we have 4 more hours of this to get through. I'm really nervous. Oh boy. You can feel the boat pitching over. Oh boy.
It's hard to see.
Yeah. I hate this. Eject, 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 eject! 29. Alright, that's good. So by morning, the winds have clocked around. They were very strong in the night over here, and then they clocked around here as the storm passed. And then when we got on the backside, they were here. The Rockna's there, and the Sentinel has dragged around in the circle as it's supposed to. We got to there, we had a couple anchor drag alarms as this sort of dragged back and dragged back as the Rockna anchor came around and set in position. I mean the Sentinel anchor came around and set in position in line with the Rockna. So we know that the Rockna is there, the Sentinel has come to here, now we're in line against there. We're still exposed, but it's calm, like it's, 9 knots of wind. We're tired, so Elena's still sleeping in the salon. And if I can show you outside, we're in a bit of a roll. I don't know if I can show you the sky. Right now, we're exposed. This is Crab Cay Island, and then we're in a horseshoe bay that goes around like this, and there's mainland Abaco. But the waves are coming from our exposed direction. This is our horseshoe is open from there to there, so this is the open end, so in that direction is Florida. So we are exposed to the swell coming in over 40 or I don't know, a couple hundred miles of fetch. The winds are light, so we're just rolling a bit. It's not that bad. Like, all things considered, that's pretty calm. The great news is the peak winds that we saw last night only got to 35 knots. We just need the winds to keep clocking around by the island in front of us. The more they come to the right, to starboard, the more protection we'll start to get from the waves again. All in all, Team WildChild did fantastic through the storm last night, and we got through with almost no damage. So here's something interesting. It's the morning after the nasty, and I went up just sort of to check on things on the bow. The third fortress anchor, the emergency anchor, is still all prepared to be thrown. But I noticed this very interesting thing. the shackle has been chewing through the bridle harness. If we really did get nasty winds, that probably would have broken. I did not expect a smooth round shackle to chew its way through a 1/2 inch line that easily or that quickly. So I guess we need a new idea for the bridle harness, because the shackle just chafed its way through a 1/2 inch rope. So I guess we need a new idea for the bridle harness, because that shackle just chafed its way through the 1/2 inch line. So I need some kind of bridle harness idea, or way to like connect the rope, to the chain that isn't going to fray the rope. I'm not sure what to do. I need ideas. How do you prevent the bridle harness from fraying under load? I don't know.